All right, guys, we want to talk about marketing. As listing agents, we have to be expert marketers. And I think the biggest thing that I see where a lot of people are having a big issue, a lot of listing agents specifically, is that they're going into the business thinking that these listings are just going to fall in their lap. And what I want to talk a little bit about is what can we do from a marketing perspective in terms of developing a marketing strategy to make listings appear all the time, fill up our listing pipeline. What can we do? My name is Chris Stafford, 30 plus year listing agent. I'm still in the trenches selling in San Francisco. I'm also the founder of the Listing Collective, where I coach the top listing agents in the United States. We have a super fun time doing it. But today I just really want to concentrate on what are the marketing strategies that we need to do every single day to make our listing pipeline flow with sellable listings. And that's certainly the key. I think that the number one thing that is super important, and that is we have to make this business fun. You know, I have a spiritual mentor, and she's a lovely, lovely lady. She's in her 80s, and I talk to her like twice a month. And one of the things that she says, and excuse my language, she says, you know what? We're making all this shit up anyways. Let's make up great stuff. Let's make up fun stuff. And so I love that because, and it's just always stayed with me because the whole point of this life is to really design our life and design our business so we have joy, so we have fun doing it. And as long as you're going in there with your eyes wide open, then it's going to be super cool for you to find those listings and work the marketing strategy that we help you with in the Listing Collective. That's all I'm about in the Listing Collective, is having fun and developing marketing strategies that are customized just for you. And I think that's so, so important because if you don't enjoy doing something, you know what that means? That means you aren't going to do it consistently. And that is the whole point of the Listing Collective. So let's make it fun. And the other thing too is we have to make our marketing strategies simple. I can't even tell you how many times I have complicated my marketing to try to find listings. I mean, a perfect example was I was cold calling, I was working my sphere of influence, I was calling expired listings and trying to do all these things all at once. And then I started SEO marketing. I hired this big fancy company out of Chicago to do SEO marketing for me. And in a blink of an eye like that, I spent $5,000 and I never got one listing. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I know some people that are spending $5,000 plus a month to buy Zillow leads. I'm not into that. I totally don't think that Zillow, buying leads period, is worth it. I haven't heard any stories where somebody actually gets great leads for sellers that are motivated to sell. So there you have it. So we have to make it fun. We have to keep it simple. And ideally, in my mind, what I like to see is that we have like three solid strategies, three streams of listings that we can actually really dig deep into, dive deep, and become masters at those three strategies. So I think it's really important because you just don't want to rely on one thing. If you rely just on one sole source of listings, like your SOI, or if you're just knocking on doors, like I know one gentleman in Southern California, that's all he does. He just knocks on doors, if you can believe it. Who likes knocking on doors? But what if that dries up? What if you hurt your foot and you can't knock on doors? You want to have three different types of streams of income. So this is what I help people with in the Listing Collective. Excuse me. What is it you like to do? What is it that you think would be fun? I think that's super, super important. So let's keep it fun, let's keep it simple, and let's come up, excuse me, with three different types, okay? I think that the other thing that we want to do for sure is, let me just get this, come up with some examples. So there's so many different ways that you can develop marketing strategies. And if you want, just put 22 in the comments down below, and I'll send you a list of 22 different ways to find listings. I put some things here just to talk a little bit about it. Number one, I think your SOI should absolutely be the number one foundational strategy that you have in your arsenal. You have to be contacting your SOI. I love to tell the story about the gentleman I was talking about earlier that door knocks in Southern California. That's probably the hardest thing to do. He loves doing it. This is why he does it consistently. But he's doing it practically every single day and doing something that nobody else wants. But he won't call his SOI, his sphere of influence. He won't even talk to his friends and his family. And I keep telling him, you're leaving so much money on the table. I am probably doing 60% of my business, if not more, from my SOI. So it's really important that get over that. I mean, these people know you, they love you, they trust you. They want you to succeed. They want to give you business. And there's nothing worse than going to your best friend's, driving by your best friend's house and seeing a for sale sign from another company. That totally sucks. So get over your fears of contacting your family and your friends and get on the phone with them constantly. Every 4 times a year minimum, reach out to your SOI. Reach out to them and change it up. Email them, call them, text them, have coffee with them, have dinner with them. And those people in your SOI, and this is, I take it a step further, those people in your SOI that actually have given you referrals, I would categorize them specially with a separate tag in your CRM, and I would say contact them monthly. Hand note, text, email, call, thinking of you, that kind of thing. So your SOI is absolutely important. Working your expired listings is something that some people like to do. My opinion is that expired listings can definitely work. You're talking to sellers that have selling on the brain. So these are definitely people that you want to pursue if you think that you can do that. What I would suggest doing, though, is keep a small number of expireds in your file folder or in your phone, whatever. So pick the expireds that are really important to you, that have maybe a higher average sales price, or in the areas that you prefer. Don't work 100 expireds all at once. I like to keep 10 to 15 expireds that I'm constantly calling them, constantly reaching out, constantly driving by their house. It's a lot easier to service, if you will, to reach out to 10 or 15 of the top expireds that are in my area, that are in my price point that I really want to achieve, if I have fewer number of them. If you told me I had 50 expireds to call or 70 expireds to call, I would freak out. And guess what? You wouldn't do it. So that's something that's super important. I know people that are doing FSBOs. FSBOs can definitely work. You have to come at FSBOs from a place of service. You can't be all about, I want to list your home, I want to list your home. Give them information, give them forms, give them comps, but be consistent and totally always reach out to them and show them how by hiring you, you can get them more money that more than pays for your commission and then some. Social media is something that I think really works for brand awareness, building your brand. Honestly, I don't think that people are really getting listed. I haven't heard any listing agents, myself included, that I've heard actually getting listings now. In the Listing Collective, I am all about getting listings now. I don't want to sit and wait 3 or 4 months or 3 or 4 years to get a listing. I want listings now. So social media is just one of those things that I think it's great for building your brand. I strongly recommend using hand notes to all your prospects, to your family, your friends, your lover. But use hand notes because nobody else is doing that. Use pre-listing packages. So I call a pre-listing package or a statement of qualifications whereby you actually, it's like a little mini CMA, if you will. You have your resume, you have testimonials, you have your marketing plan, you have people that they can call to get references. So it's just like, and put it in a slick little folder, and you can give that to people in advance. I strongly recommend doing videos. Absolutely, and I'll even take it a step further. If you really want to cement your brand and lessen what I call the trust recession, people's sellers nowadays, their BS meters are so finely tuned, and the way you can combat that is get them to trust you right up front. And how they trust you is by directing people to your YouTube channel. And kick out one video per week, minimum. And it doesn't have to be long. It can be 5 minutes. Talk about anything. Talk about your market. Talk about specific listings, your new listing. Talk about neighborhoods. Talk about new restaurants, whatever it is. Show people that you are an expert in that area, and the greatest way to do that for no money is to start your own YouTube channel. I highly, highly recommend that. You have mailing programs and open houses. I don't think mailing programs really work. They never worked for me. Open houses, I don't like doing open houses, and I would only do open houses if I was geared towards finding sellers, because there's so many neighbors that come in that want to see it, looky-loo neighbors. Those are the people you should really be going after to become their listing agent. Excuse me. You can do client events. You can be on nonprofit boards. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Email campaigns. I think referral programs where you actually pay money to people to actually give you listing referrals. I even have one guy that sends out and puts out business cards everywhere he goes. Sort of wild. Like, he puts them on gas pumps. He puts them in restaurants, bookstores, department store. Anywhere he goes, dry cleaners, he sets out business cards. But there's one thing that I haven't discussed on here, and that is probates. And probates, I think, are a really great way. I work probates a lot. And I started working probates. I got $1.5 million listing in 3 weeks after starting probates. Whether it's a good economy or a bad economy, interest rates are high or low, whatever, people die all the time. And frequently they pass away with real estate, a family home, in their probate. So all you have to do is go to the probate court, find those court cases where there's real estate attached, and they always have the attorney and the heir listed there in the case. Call them and say, are you going to keep the house? Are you going to sell the house? What are you going to do with the house? And the attorney's always really professional and will tell you where they're at in the probate process. And you can offer your services, offer to give price opinions on the property, anything that he needs for the property. But probates are a great way. I don't have it on this list, but that is really the way to go. It absolutely is. So use scripts. I think it's really, really important to use scripts. So if you want scripts, put scripts in the comments below, and I will send you the scripts that we use in the Listing Collective. Super important that you use scripts, because you really want to internalize those scripts so that when you have an objection, when somebody asks you about your commission, whatever it is, it just automatically comes out of your mouth, and you don't have to really think about it. And most of the people in the Listing Collective are actually practicing those scripts so that they can internalize those scripts. And then finally, I just wanted to talk what I consider to be the secret sauce, and that is minimum standards. Minimum standards, I think, are so important that essentially it's part of the micro-momentum marketing strategy that I use in the Listing Collective. What you want to do is you want to basically take baby steps. If you say, Chris, I'm only calling my sphere of influence, I'm not doing any other marketing strategies. Okay, what marketing strategies do you think that would work for you? And you say to me, oh, okay, I want to maybe start working probates. Great. What we'll do is we'll take baby steps to get you to start working those marketing steps and and start working probates. And maybe day one, you just go onto the online portal for probate in the probate court system and find and see how the website works and see how the portal works. How can I look up certain probates and all that kind of stuff? Maybe day two, you're actually going to search all the probates for the last 3 months and then actually go through the probates and figure out, okay, how do I do that search? Day three, maybe you're going to start looking at maybe 2 or 3 probates per day, in the upcoming days. You're going to actually dig into the probates and see, okay, is there real estate? No? Okay, chuck that. Let's go move on to the next one. Oh, this one has real estate. Great. You could use my probate tracking form if you want. Put tracking form in the comments and I'll send that to you. But use my tracking form and write down the contact information for the attorney, for the heirs, what's the property address, and all the other particulars that you'll need. And so maybe you do that for a week and gather all this information for maybe 3, 5, 7 properties that you want to call and talk to the heir and the attorney. Then maybe the next day you pick one property and you make one phone call to the probate attorney. So you see what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking small little baby steps to start a new marketing strategy that I think is something that is the best way to learn something. It's the best way to get over your fear in the back of your amygdala in your brain, the fear of flight response. And it's the best way to really get good at something and get confident at it. See, the more you start taking these baby steps and you're building every single day on the previous day's step, the more it becomes more confident and fun to do. And so it's not like you're just like my example earlier. If you just shoved 50 expired listings in my face and said, call them, I'd freak out. But if you told me on day one, all I had to do was look up the contact information for one expired, and then the next day, call that one expired, well, that's a lot easier to do. So you see where I'm going with this. Use minimum standards, which is part of my micro momentum marketing strategy in the Listing Collective. And if you want, send me yours. Develop some standards of your own that you're going to start a new marketing strategy today. But this is basically my take on some of the marketing that you really need to do. We need to go in with our eyes wide open. We are salespeople. We should be doing this 80% of the day. All the work that you're doing with inspections and appointments and working your files, none of that's going to get you any money. What's going to get you money and what's going to get you the freedom and that you went into this whole business for is getting a constant supply of listings, all right? It's the best way to do it. So pick what your 3 marketing strategies are going to be. Use the minimum standards in the micro momentum marketing strategy and have fun. Keep it fun, keep it simple, and let me know how it all goes for you. All right, guys, thanks so much. I hope you have a great day. Hit me up anytime at the link below. Let's talk about your business and see if you're a great fit for the Listing Collective. Thanks so much.